Hello everyone, how we all doing? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Cross-Border Lawyer. So today we're going to start our series on family law custody discussion using a trending gist online. Our Senator Nwoko and Regina Daniels' recent divorce and domestic violence situation that we saw online. Okay, so welcome back to my channel. It's been a while here. I am attorney Cynthia Azo. I'm a dual licensed attorney, and on this segment, Cross-Border Lawyer, we talk about the difference between the Nigerian law and the United States laws. That is one. And second, we also teach about the law from trending gist. So just like we're educating ourselves, if you want to learn about custody laws, what will happen to Regina and her children, whether her children can stay with Nwoko or whether or not the court will say, okay, because there's drug abuse somewhere, that she will not get custody of the children. Come here, let us get legal clarity on these areas. So by way of a context, let's talk about what actually happened. Nwoko is a senator in Nigeria, and Regina Daniels is a younger girl. She is his fifth wife, and somehow, somewhere along the line, it happened that a video came online where she was crying that Nwoko was impliedly abusing her, meaning that probably she was in an abusive relationship, and it spread like wildfire. She was crying that in her own house she's a queen, in Nwoko's house she's nothing. So people were like, what's actually going on? So it spread. All the while, we felt that she was okay. We didn't know anything about domestic violence or anything. So people were wondering, like, this is the first time we're hearing something like this. So what's actually going on? So the whole social media blew out. And then her brother also reinstated by sharing another clip where he said that there was a time Nwoko beat her up or something like that, slammed her head on the wall, and the next time he tries it again, that he's going to ensure that he deals with him, and everything came to the limelight. And then we expected that our Senator Nwoko was going to just come and debunk that video, but what he did was to bring out Regina Daniels as someone who was into drugs, so impliedly stating that the video we saw, she was high on drugs when she did that. Now Regina Daniels now had to try and see how she can debunk that particular part of the story by bringing up so many other stories, and also admitting to the drug use, but stating clearly that it was Nwoko that introduced her into drug use. Okay, Regina Daniels, from what we were seeing, she was 17 when she got married. That's going to be a different video and all on the implication and all of those other things. But let's just jump into the custody. Regina Daniels is a mother. She has two children for Nwoko, two boys, two handsome boys. And so we've seen in several videos where she says that she wants her children. She wants custody of her children. No mother will not want their children. You understand? But it seems like Nwoko somehow, he's one with the children, and he wants her to go back to rehab and then come back to the house, but she doesn't want to go to rehab and she doesn't want to come back to the house. So it's just a whole lot of messy case. Let's just look into the laws, analyze the facts, and determine whether or not Regina Daniels will have access to her kids with all the information we have about her taking drugs. At some point, we saw that the hospital brought out a kind of like evidence showing that she tested positive to drugs and all. Is that an authenticated evidence? We don't know. Will the court use it? We don't know. So these are all things we're going to look at in this video. If you're already getting entertained, don't worry. We're going to step right into the law and we'll get some more clarity in all of this. So if you've not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe so that we can all learn together, okay? And we're going to get more of this kind of information here on this channel. Now, let's leave the story and focus on what the law says about custody when issues like this come up. Under the Nigerian law, the guiding principle is the best interest of the child. So this is the foundation of every custody case in Nigeria. The court looks at safety, stability, emotional well-being, and who can provide the best environment for the child. Everything else is secondary, including the online noise. The court will also look at moral upbringing. This is a key Nigerian factor. One major difference in Nigerian law is that moral upbringing plays a big role. The court considers the parents' conduct, the family's lifestyle, and their values. If the mother is seen as morally unstable, this can also affect custody. The court also looks into parenting fitness, the parental fitness. Parental fitness refers to the parent's mental stability, emotional maturity, responsibility, capacity to take care of the child's day-to-day care and activities. Now let's look at how drug allegations can affect custody in Nigeria. So in Nigeria, when there is evidence of drug use, the court may interpret it as moral unfitness, inability to properly care for the child, and a risk to the child's safety. So this can lead to fast custody changes. Let's look into why the Nigerian courts act fast. The Nigerian courts act quickly in cases involving moral danger because they want to remove risk immediately. They prioritize stability. They believe a child should not remain in an unsafe or unstable environment. That's why in Nigeria we don't have anything like safe, structured, supervised visitation system. In Nigeria, supervised visitation exists, but there is no strong structure or system around it. So in many cases, when a parent is found unfit, custody may move entirely to the other parent, right? So it's not like countries like United States where you can say you can still see your child, but only under supervision. Nigeria does not have that kind of widespread structure. So what can a Nigerian court do, or what may a Nigerian court do? Now, let us apply to the gist in question, okay? So if the allegations against Regina Daniels were proven in court, not online, not from hearsay, but with real authenticated evidence, the medical reports, is it authenticated, witness statements, or professional assessment, then the Nigerian court may do any of the following. One, they will transfer custody of those two children to the father or to another stable guardian, okay? Two, they may restrict the mother's access temporarily, okay? Three, they may require proof of recovery before reconsidering custody. Four, they may prioritize whichever parent appears more stable in the best interest of the child. So this decision will be based on a parent's fitness, moral stability, and the best interest of the child. So in our next video, we are going to look at how a U.S. court would treat this same situation. The difference that will surprise you. We'll also discuss whether the Nigerian system should adopt some of the U.S. approaches, especially supervised visitation and rehabilitation. So watch this space for the next full comparative analysis, which I'm very sure our researchers and students will also be very interested in. So this is gonna be our conclusion for today. I'll see you in my next video.